Hey guys, so for math, we're moving on to 14-4, which is adding and subtracting using a number line. It's a little bit different to use a number line when you are thinking about length, because sometimes when you're doing a number line for length, you start with one number and you actually have to go back. So this is just another strategy that you can use to solve different length word problems. I will tell you that if you do not want to use this strategy to solve your problems, that's okay with me, because I think that it's a good strategy. It might be a little bit easier for some of us, it might be a little bit harder for others. So if you like this strategy and you think that it's helpful, use it and just first try it out. I don't want you to say, no, I'm not going to use this strategy and not try it at all. I want you to try a few times and then pick the strategy that you feel works best for you. So we're going to watch the different videos and they're going to show us how to use a number line when we're adding and subtracting length. It's actually pretty cool.
Amelia walks 17 blocks before dinner. She walks 8 blocks after dinner. How many blocks did she walk in all?
Let's solve a problem.
You can use a number line to add lengths. First, show the 17 blocks that Amelia walks before dinner. What operation will you use to solve this problem? Select your answer.
So I want you to think. They said Amelia walks 17 blocks before dinner. So on a piece of paper, we would write before dinner, 17 blocks. And then after dinner, she walks 8 blocks. So after, we'd write 8 blocks. And then it says, how many did she walk altogether? So we would put total and then a question mark. We don't know how many she walked altogether. That's the question that they're asking us. So that would be our whole number, would be a question mark, because we're not sure. So we have the two parts on the bottom. So when we have two parts on the bottom, we need to add. We need to add to find our total or our whole number. So it is adding, but I want to show you on this number line, they showed the 17 blocks. So they start at the 0 and they put the arrow and put it on the 17. So this represents the 17 blocks that she walked before dinner. Now we're going to add the 8 more blocks after that. So this will be addition.
Addition. Why does the line stop between the 15 mark and the 20 mark?
The line stops between the 15 mark and the 20 mark because we're going to 17. So we're at 15, 16, and 17. This little line right here shows 17, which is how many blocks she walked before dinner.
That is where 17 is. It is 2 spaces past 15. Amelia walks 17 blocks before dinner. Then add the 8 blocks she walks after dinner. Amelia walks 17 plus 8 equals 25 blocks in all. How can a number line help you show an addition problem?
So we can see on this, we'll go on to the try it in a second. We were at 17 and then she walked 8 more blocks. So then we would jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this little golden arrow or yellow arrow right here shows the 8 more blocks that she walked. So when she walked 8 more blocks, we start at 17, we counted 8 numbers, 8 lines, and then we landed on 25. So that shows how many altogether she ended up walking. So let's check it out. If we do 5 plus 6, we have one arrow goes up to the 5, and then our second arrow moves 6 more and then gets us to 11. If we do 8 plus 12, our first arrow goes up to 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then our second arrow is going to show us 12. So we have to start where we're at and then count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and this is where we land on the 20. So that's going to be for all of them. The first one's always easy to find because you just go straight to where the number is. The second add-in is where you need to jump a few to get to your answer. So I had 15, and then I jumped 3, 1, 2, 3, and I landed at 18. So that's how all of these are going to look. The first arrow goes to the first add-in, 17, and then the second arrow, I have to jump that second add-in. So I would jump 8 and get to 25.
A number line helps you see how to add numbers. You can also use a number line to subtract lengths. Amanda buys 17 feet of rope. She cuts off 8 feet of rope to make a jump rope. How many feet of rope does she have left? First, show the 17 feet of rope using the number line. Then subtract the 8 feet of rope Amelia cuts off. What does the purple arrow line show? It shows the number of feet of rope Amelia bought. Why is the gold arrow line pointing the other way?
So for subtracting, I really like this strategy to use the number line for adding and subtracting length, because it says that she bought 17 feet of rope, right? So my first arrow is going to show the 17 feet of rope that she bought. So I'm going to draw from 0 to 17, and that shows me the 17 feet of rope that she bought. Now it says she cut off some of that rope. So if I'm cutting something off, this is actually showing me my actual rope, and this is showing me if I start here and I go backwards, I'm going to cut off that amount of rope, and this is how much rope she will have left. So the arrow is pointing the other way. It's pointing left because it's subtracting. She's cutting off that amount of rope. You're subtracting, so you got to go back. So you start with the amount that you have, and then you go back the amount that you cut off.
It points the other way to count back the number of feet of rope Amelia cuts off. You subtract the 8 feet of rope she cuts off. There are 17 minus 8 equals 9 feet of rope left. Now you know how to add and subtract on a number line.
So they showed the 17 feet of rope. You drew your arrow until you got to 17, and then she cut off 8 feet of the rope. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to jump back 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there's my second arrow. And then that's going to say, show me how much rope I have left. And this is where the number 9 would be, because this is 10 and this is 9. Let's watch the other video.
Number lines are great because they can help me add or subtract two numbers. Like in this problem. If I walk 15 blocks from home to get to my friend Johnny's house, and then I walk 7 more blocks to get to my friend Samantha's house, how many blocks will I have walked in all? Let's show it on a number line. I start at 0. This shows the 15 blocks I walked to Johnny's house. From Johnny's house, I walked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more blocks to get to Samantha's. Look at where the 2 lines stretch to. I'm at 22. So I walked 22 blocks in all. 15 plus 7 equals 22. When adding two numbers on a number line, draw lines to show each number, and then see how far it stretches. Where you end up is your sum. It's that easy. And it works for subtraction as well. If I have $25 and spend $7 on a book, how much money will I have left? I know, I can use a number line to find out. Here is the $25 I have. And here is the $7 I spent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I land on 18. $25 minus $7 equals $18. I'll have $18 left. Using number lines, I can add or subtract any two numbers, and I think that's super cool.
So remember, each line represents a different number in the equation. For subtraction, you start and you go forward the amount that you started with, and then you go back the second number, okay? I really like the way that the number lines look when you're doing subtraction. So I really want you to try to use this strategy. If you don't feel like you're successful while you're using this strategy, you may use something else, but it's a really good visual way to show how you can add and subtract and make sure that your answer is correct.